Hey guys, so for my first video I'm going to be doing a 100 facts about me type thing so you can kind of get to know me, and I'm just going to start with that right now. My name is Brooke. My middle name is Justina. That middle name came from my grandmother. I was born on December 18th, 2000, which means I am currently 17 years old, and my zodiac sign is Sagittarius. I have one older brother, one younger sister, and one younger brother on my mom and stepdad's side of the family, and I have one older brother and one younger brother on my dad and stepmom's side of the family. And that means I have 4 brothers and 1 sisters total. None of them are actually my full siblings. Some of them are half siblings and some of them are step siblings, but they're all the same to me. My eyes are blue. My natural hair color is brown, this hair color. I've never dyed my hair. I have literally always had bangs like this cut straight across. I tried to grow them out one time when I was 9 and it was an absolute disaster, and people always kind of give me a hard time for having the same haircut, but Stevie Nicks has always had bangs and that's like really the only validation that I am ever going to need. So I am a Christian, go to a Christian school, and I have always gone to a private school. I've never gone to public school before. I was born in South Carolina. I always say that I am Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love's second child, which is technically impossible because I was born in 2000 and he died in 1994. But you know, dream big, kids. I love being chilly. Like, I like being chilly, but not too cold, and so it has to be this right level of like goosebump chilly, and then I'm satisfied. But I don't like being like freezing cold. I like being chilly. My first job that I ever had was at a daycare. My first paycheck was for $58. I feel like I have the ability to offend inanimate objects or things that don't actually have feelings, and if people like insult an object repeatedly, even if it's not real, I feel bad for it. I love how British people refer to hearts like this as like a love heart, because that makes so much sense. Because here in America, we have people who think that your actual anatomical heart looks like this until they're like 10. I also love how British people say blank amount of sleeps until something instead of like counting how many days until something, because that just makes so much sense. Because if you're counting how many days there are to something, do you count the day that you're currently in? Do you count the day of the event? I don't know. But if you're counting how many times you're gonna sleep before the event, then that's just, there's no way around that, and I love it. And everything just makes more sense in England. Except for the fact that they drive on the wrong side of the road and I can't even drive here. So maybe I'll just stick with America. Speaking of which, I did not get my driver's license until 8 months after I turned 16, and I still do not drive at all, really. I kind of can, but I don't drive normally. My best friend pretty much drives me everywhere, and she's a saint. And she's also 6 months younger than me, so that's a little bit embarrassing. My 3 favorite TV shows of all time are Gilmore Girls, Jane the Virgin, and Supernatural, and all of those shows happen to be CW shows. I could pick just like one food to eat for the rest of my life, and I had to just survive on that food, or like a desert island type thing. I would pick potatoes because I love potatoes, and if you think about it, you can literally make so many things out of potatoes and have so many different kinds of potatoes, and all of those things are like my favorite food. So yes, potatoes. I got braces when I was 11 years old, and I got clear braces trying to be like Niall Horan because he had just had his clear braces put on. I hate cheese, except on a few things like pizza. I will tolerate it, but I hate cheese, and no one truly understands me in my hatred for cheese. I absolutely detest the feature on Instagram where people can see what you're liking or looking at the moment, or where you can see exactly what other people are doing. Like, it's not that I'm looking at stuff where I'm like, I absolutely don't want anyone to see it, but there are people who like literally just go like look at that and see what people are doing all the time, and I'm like, I have always thought that was the most unnecessary feature ever on Instagram, and I hate it, and I'm ready for them to get rid of it. I absolutely hate escalators, and I would rather walk up 50 flights of stairs to get somewhere than take an escalator. And every time I have to get on one somewhere, it's basically the scene from Elf. My favorite Marvel superhero is Captain America, even though one of my friends has me in her phone as Natasha Romanoff. But my favorite DC hero is obviously Wonder Woman. I have never been to a country outside of the US, but I really want to at some point. I was 10 or 11. I was really obsessed with Bath and Body Works stuff and perfume. And I know, like, when you're that age, kind of everyone likes stuff like that, but like, I was obsessed. Like, I would spend all of my spare time looking at Bath and Body Works stuff and perfume online, and I would watch people's Bath and Body Works collections and perfume collections, and when I tell people that now, they make fun of me. And those people are my mother, my best friend, and my sister. My all-time favorite candy is Sour Skittles, even though when you eat too many, it makes your mouth hurt for days. My favorite type of chocolate is Reese's Cups, even though I actually like dark chocolate better than milk chocolate. Literally put so much salt on just about every meal that I eat, like a ridiculous amount of extra added salt to what is already on there. I have two cats that are technically stray cats, but they're really spoiled, and they've always kind of just been around our neighborhood. Like, they were actually born in our backyard, and the first one, Chicky, started getting in our kitchen window and talking to us a few years ago, and now she pretty much lives at our house. She's in our yard 95% of the time. And then she has a brother named Chico, who he's mostly just in it for the free food, but like, he'll hang out and take a nap or something every once in a while. I have such a hard time answering the question if I'm a cat or a dog person, because I really love both, and I really love animals in general, but if I had to pick one, like, in my heart, I am a cat person. My favorite subject in school is English, but really I just like anything that doesn't have math in it. And I am totally a grammar Nazi. I have had type 1 diabetes since I was 2. I don't remember not having diabetes because I was so little when I got diagnosed with it. I have never had my ears pierced or anything pierced. This video is making me sound very boring. I am lactose intolerant, which is the worst because I can't have ice cream. Ben & Jerry's makes dairy-free ice cream, which I love, and I actually started crying the first time I found it in the grocery store. I also cried once because I woke up from a nap at like 6 p.m. and my stepdad had eaten the pulled pork out of the fridge that I was going to eat for dinner, and I literally cried, and I was mad at him for like over a week. I like Pepsi more than Coke, but I will drink both of them. I love olives, especially black olives. I like green olives too, but like, I will just eat black olives by themselves. I do not like chocolate cake. Literally, when I'm at home, all I do is pace around and listen to music on my phone, and my whole family makes fun of me for it, but like, that's just my thing. Like, I just pace around. I am 5'3", and I'm probably not gonna grow anymore. I had really bad scoliosis and had to have spinal fusion surgery, so I have all kinds of cool rots and screws in my back. But I am not going to be a hunchback, so that's always great. I was a cheerleader in 7th and 8th grade, and then I tried out for varsity cheer in 9th grade, and I didn't make it, which was the last time I attempted to do any kind of sports. And some people don't even think that cheer is a sport, even though it is. I don't really care about sports that much, except I'm a big Alabama football fan, so Roll Tide. My favorite flowers are daffodils, but I love flowers in general. I have been in drama club at school for the last 4 years, and this year I am going to be Abby in Arsenic and Old Lace. I kill people. Well, my character kills people. If I could date anyone who's ever been alive at any point in history, it would be Jim Morrison from The Doors, because I firmly believe that he was the most attractive man to ever live. Literally my greatest talent is relating almost any possible situation to some kind of SpongeBob reference, and I do that at least once a day. I have absolutely no understanding of how people sleep with two pillows under their head. Like, does that not hurt your neck? How do you do that? And why would someone do that by choice? The first concert that I ever went to was Selena Gomez, and Christina Grimmie and Emblem 3 opened for her. And I don't love her music anymore, but that was a really good concert. And I feel blessed to have seen Christina Grimmie since she is no longer with us. And I'm pretty sure Emblem 3 aren't a band anymore, so that's also kind of vintage. I think Diet Coke is a million times better than Coke Zero, but if Coke Zero is the only option, I'll still drink that too. I've been wearing glasses since I was in 2nd grade. First pair of glasses was a pair of Hannah Montana glasses from Walmart, and they were cool. Fearless by Taylor Swift was the first CD that I ever bought with my own money, and the first album that I ever bought and like really got into as a full album as a whole, and that album is still very special to me. My grandfather used to be a manager of a Harley Davidson store here, and I have been wearing Harley shirts since before it was cool. I met Paula Deen one time. Top 10 favorite songs of all time as of right now, because that's always subject to change as new music comes out, in no particular order, are Rhiannon by Fleetwood Mac, Heart-Shaped Box by Nirvana, Take It Easy by the Eagles, Young and Beautiful by Lana Del Rey, Hum Hallelujah by Fall Out Boy, Control by Halsey, 26 by Paramore, Story of My Life by One Direction, Scar Tissue by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and While My Guitar Gently Weeps by the Beatles. My favorite movie of all time is the 1985 movie Clue that was made about the board game Clue. My favorite Beatle always has been and always will be George Harrison. As well as being the impossible second love child of Kurt and Courtney Cobain, I also like to say that I am the reincarnation of George Harrison, because I used to think that he died in December of 2000, right before I was born, but then I found out that he actually died in December of 2001, so that's also impossible, but I'm gonna keep on saying that. I mean, you have to admit that that would be pretty cool if I were both the second love child of Kurt and Courtney and the reincarnation of George Harrison. Like, that's a pretty great person. I am probably the most messy and disorganized person of all time. Despite there supposedly being no actual taste difference, I will never not think that curly fries are a million times better than normal fries. When I was in 3rd grade, me and my childhood best friend, Anna Grace, entered our school's talent show, and we sang One and the Same from Princess Protection Program, and she was Selena's character, and I was Demi's character, and we thought we were the best thing in the world. Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite Harry Potter book and movie. I cannot stand chicken wings. When I was in 1st grade, I broke my middle finger on my left hand by slamming it in the girls' bathroom door at my school. Last month, I drove a golf cart into the side of a PetSmart building. I wish I wasn't this way, but I am totally the kind of person to get impatient and bite into a lollipop. As a directioner, I am 100% a die-hard Harry girl, and that will never change. With 5 Seconds of Summer, I am a very strong Michael girl too. I think I am the only person in the whole world who actually really liked Taylor Swift and Harry Styles, aka Haylor, together. Like, literally no one liked them together. People still talk trash about them being together, but I just love both of them individually, so why not? My 2 best friends, Bella, who is the one who drives me around, and Anna Grace, who is the one who I did the talent show with, both call me Bruce. And I do not know where this came from, but they have called me this for the last 3 years. It sounds weird when they call me Brooke. This happened before Caitlyn Jenner transitioned, so it has nothing to do with her. And yeah, I'm Bruce. Completely separately from that, my mom and little brother and sister call me George. That actually has nothing to do with George Harrison. It just, George. My normal Starbucks order for coffee is a soy white mocha latte. I'm getting a cold drink, I get a soy Java chip frappe. People always say that they like giving gifts more than receiving gifts, but like genuinely, one of my favorite things to do in the whole world is to pick out presents for people. And I have Pinterest boards all year where I plan out people's birthday and Christmas gifts, and giving a really good, well thought out gift to people who I really care about is truly like one of my favorite things to do in the whole world. I am actually really proud of and really love my handwriting. I have to wash my hair every single day to look presentable, or it is too oily, and I am so jealous of people who like only have to wash their hair twice a week. I really love owls. Like, that's my favorite animal, and I have a lot of owl stuff. I absolutely love wearing red lipstick. I am terrified of ever going on a cruise ship because, like, you are literally stranded on a boat in the middle of the ocean and you can't just get off if you want to. And I understand that this is not logical, but I don't do cruise ships. I also am terrified of car washes for the same feeling of being stuck inside the car wash. Family opens all of our Christmas gifts on Christmas Eve. My eyes are such a prettier blue when I cry, and it honestly, I'm like, this is not fair. Can I not look good when I'm not having an emotional breakdown? When I was little, I'm not even gonna say a baby. When I was little, I kept my pacifier and slept with my pacifier for a ridiculously long time. If you can remember using a pacifier, then you used a pacifier for too long. And I very much remember using a pacifier. So yeah, that is 100 things about me. You probably know me somewhat well now. And if you aren't scared off by any of those things, then you should subscribe, because I'm going to start putting up other content. And yeah, thank you for watching and for getting to know me, and bye. Have a good day.